Good morning, Unstoppable Entrepreneurs. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday Tactics Talk time. And as per usual, right on 8 o'clock, we check in here and we share with some of our most valued members here in the group. I hope you're having a fabulous week. I hope you started your week off with a bang. And thank you so much for watching the replay. It's so fabulous to be powering through to the end of the year at the moment and seeing such success come through. And now we've got a really special guest to invite here with us this morning. And her she's been a good friend of our group for a while and recently joined us as a. So I thought we'd check and see how she's going this morning. How are you, Sandy?
I'm very, very well, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Having a good week so far? Good Monday?
Excellent. Yes, thank you.
Good, good, good. Now, Sandy, we know you really well, but a lot of people in our Facebook group may not know you quite as well. So I would love you to share with us, just make sure you got your phone right.
Yes, this sounds not too good, that's all.
Oh, can you hear me okay?
Just.
Okay. I don't know what to do about that. But can you
it's all right. I'll just look like I'm a bit nearer to the
okay.
to the screen.
Who you are and what you do and why you do it.
Okay, so who am I? Well, I'm Sandy B. Simmons. I've been dubbed the fertility alchemist, and that's not just because of helping women and new mums and dads to be pregnant and have their loved one turn up. It's also about it's about everybody having a fertile mind and a fertile body so they can get on with what they are here to do in this life. So my background is a naturopath nutritionist. I majored in nutrition. I work with fertility, and I work with a doctorate at Monash, and have done for many years. She's the one that taught me all the ins and outs of what goes on in a woman's body, which I wasn't aware of either, and I don't think probably a lot of women on the planet really know what goes on inside them to any great depth. And I've been a lactation consultant in the breastfeeding world for some going on 30 years now. So that's my background. Along the way, I've picked up extra modalities. I work a lot with sound and colour, and that doesn't sound as woo-woo as it as it sounds. I bring that into many aspects with what are you listening to, what types of foods are you eating, and what colours are you wearing. All that comes into the mix. What else do? I do a lot of work with fasting. Now that can be anything from intermittent fasting, as there's big thing at the moment that's going on, but I've been fasting for over 30 years. We can do anything from a one-day fast, depending on what's going on for the person and what stage they're at in their life, with how much, I'm going to say rubbish, we've got floating around in the body and in the mind. That can really help, but that's tailored. That really needs, if you haven't fasted for a long time before, you really need to do it with someone the first time.
Yes.
And why do I do it? Okay, so I do it because of our own family health issues. That's how it started. My story is I was quite unwell as a child, very, very thin. I couldn't eat very much. So nobody really picked up back then that was to do with intolerances. Body just wasn't tolerant of some particular types of foods. So fast forward a bit to late teens, early 20s, and of course I had the standard acne that often comes from when your digestive system's not working well. Yeah. And I was put on a course of antibiotics by a well-known skin specialist. But I was kept on those for some 7 years, and that
7 years on antibiotics.
My digestive system completely pack up. Yeah. So all I could eat was a bit of white rice and some potato.
Oh my God.
And here I am in a very stressful job in the city trying to get pregnant.
Oh
And of
my
course, none
goodness.
of it was working. So I guess, you know, in our family, we've had cancer, we've had heart disease, we've had anything from eczema, asthma. It's like you name it. We've had a lot of
Wow.
things go on. And I just decided in my mid-30s, after I'd had my children, that I needed to set up a business where I could share my healing journey and also all the things that have worked for us. That's how it started. Then I went on to study naturopathy, nutrition, and obviously the other um, lactation and all that sort of thing. And I'm a firm believer in our foundation. A foundation of a baby and a child is what can really set up the health for the future.
Yeah. Oh, Sandy, that is so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Good morning, Vanetta. How are you? I am. I don't even know where to start. You've just got such a wealth of information, and you've got and experience. You know, in everything that you're saying to me, it sounds like you are you are like the queen of life itself, you know, whether it be your mental health or you know, bringing new life into the world, or caring, nurturing that baby through breastfeeding and nurturing them and getting them beautiful and strong. Like what you're doing is just, it's so magic. So, oh, can I ask you, have you got a favorite bit? Is there anything that I could, have you got a favorite bit of your work? Or is it just,
Yeah,
oh, you know, how, yeah?
the favourite part of my work is obviously working with parents and seeing them become pregnant. And that may not, and when I talk about parents these days, it can be actually a single mum who decides she just wants to have a baby. It can
Yeah.
be a same-sex couple. There's been a few different ones come my way, so a big
Yeah.
learning curve for me. Um, and I guess, yeah, it's just seeing the energy and the health come back into somebody so that they can then produce a, a baby that's going to be brimming with health. And we
Yeah.
really do need to look at preconception. Is the first book I've written, but it's not just for parents to be, or you know, a mother to be. It can be for grandparents and aunts, uncles, anybody who's around children, which basically means the majority of people. If you're inviting a child into your family,
Mm.
it's not just the parents that are going to be involved, and really it comes down to what behaviours are you showing, what
Yes.
behaviours are you going to portray to that child will have a real impact on their life later. So
Yeah.
the book has, and I lead people through it too, but the book has at the end of each chapter exercises to do to really look at yourself.
Yeah, great. That's great.
Yeah. So,
Now,
so
yeah.
yeah, so that's probably my favourite part of my work, to see the light bulbs go on.
Yes, yes, yes. I fell pregnant really young. I had Zach when I was just 19, and I swear to God, I tripped over and I got pregnant. It really was like that. But I know that not many people, there are lots of people who don't have that really fortunate experience. So, what are some of the lifestyle things that interrupt that fertility process?
Yeah. Well, it's becoming quite complex for a very simple natural thing to happen. It's become
Yeah,
quite complex. And I think a lot of that's got to do with society and the way we perceive what is normal.
yeah.
We've got away from, well, normality and nature. So, yeah. What was the
What will
question
bring us back?
again?
What gets in the way of the fertility process, and what could bring us back? You know?
Right. What gets in the way? Well, what gets in the
Yeah.
way for everybody is just you have a cluttered mind about how it needs to be.
Right.
Um, and that's come from society, it's come from your own beliefs, family beliefs, or whatever you've taken on in life. So we need to get some clarity around what it is that you actually want, and how you're thinking,
Yeah.
and to
Right.
remove some of the myths and just make it nice and clear. So then we work a lot with the body. Once the mind's in a little bit of a better state, or even though the mind and body work together, we really need to clear the body. And that can be just as simple as changing diet, but it could be the environment that you're in, it could be the job you're in, it could be the relationship you're in.
Right.
It could be any number of things, but it's having a really good look at what's going on that's impacting on you to clog things up, not allow the energy to flow so that you can then bring in another a child into the world. So the other thing that on top of that, it's like my little trilogy, is it's the mind clear, the body clean, and spiritual intelligence. And spiritual intelligence is really about being able to get rid of everything that you don't need and just access your intuition and go with the flow.
Yeah, beautiful. And when you have all of these things, good morning, Kayla, good morning, Gary, and good morning, Marie. It's good to see you all here. So when you've got all these things in balance, of course, it's more easy. Is that even a phrase? It's easier to get pregnant. That will sort of happen naturally, like you say. But what are some of the other benefits that people can enjoy along the way? Because it sounds like what you're talking about would work to bring everyone more fullness in their life.
It does. I mean, my biggest thing is to see the joy in people's faces when they can reproduce. You know, that's really heartfelt. But look, I've worked with a lot of people in my life, and as you know, I've got the 3 lounges. I have the arrivals lounge, which is what we've just talked about, the transit lounge, and the departure lounge. I've worked with a lot of people in the transit lounge. It's just people who want to get their energy back to feel better. So, you know, it could be business owners who've, you know, completely overwrought and overstressed and everything else. We can put some really simple things in place to help them. But my other love is really the sounds a bit crazy, but the end of life, where I can help to make things more comfortable. Often people are sent home and said, well, or they want to go home, they don't know what to do, they don't know what to eat, or should they eat, or what can they have. So I often tailor nutrition programs for them, and in that space I'm usually doing some sort of counselling for everybody.
Yes.
So I guess you could call it doulaing, or you know, along that lines. So I really love to see families and people passing as much as possible in peace and understanding the process. It's a really important part of, I guess, life that just isn't talked about enough.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Some of the things that you're dealing with, actually, Sandy, are private, verging on taboo, aren't they? You know, you're
Yes.
speaking about spiritual intelligence, you're speaking about fertility and what happens in the bedroom, and you're speaking about end of life. Like, they're actually, they're like a hot potato, you know, no one wants to sort of go there. So how do people come to you, or how do you broach the subject? How do you open this sort of thing up?
Okay, so just to give you an I worked with a couple last year who actually lived in Singapore, and but I worked with them was originally 3 months, but we went on to 6 months. And she's an older mum to be, but we had to go through basically everything in their whole lives to transform what was going on, their lifestyles, their stress levels, because they were running their own business, to what is it that they really wanted and what were they willing to do to get there. So it's very private, and people could say a little bit intrusive, but it doesn't have to be seen that way. I usually allow people to talk, and they often answer their own questions.
I think we always
it's just
know,
having
don't we?
a safe space to talk and realize what they're doing, so that then we can start to put some things in place. So, you know, that lady went on to become pregnant. She's expecting a baby in December, but it was assisted. It was through IUI, but she fell straight away. Whereas she'd done IVF many times before and nothing been able to hold. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think if you're not willing to go there, go there to those places, that's where the hard stuff is, isn't it? That's where the
It is.
blockages are.
Yeah.
And that's where the fullness is. If you do go there and do the work, yeah, you get the rewards there. It's absolutely beautiful. So what are some of have you got a really great story of someone you've worked with and a positive result that you've had there with them?
Well, I guess that the latest one is the lady that I just spoke about,
Yes.
although I've got another one on the way too. But
Nice.
working with someone for 6 months is quite a long time. It's not often that long. Um, I guess the greatest story I'm going to share with you is my daughter.
Oh.
We have both, or she's taken on fasting from me. And knows how to do that herself and everything. But she fasted before she went to New York to get married, and crossing timelines and using natural fertility. This is where you have to be very aware.
Wow.
She came back pregnant.
That's awesome.
So if you have a clean body and a clear mind, then if there are little spirits up there going, well, where do I want to go?
Yeah.
It can happen really quickly. I mean, if you really think about it, and this is maybe a little way out for some people, is just if you're very clogged up and it really doesn't matter what's going on for you, but if you're so not in flow, your blood's not flowing properly and, everything else, then nothing is going to, it's going to be reflected on the outside world. Yeah.
Yes.
So other things don't flow. So, a simple thing like sometimes someone might say to me, I don't know how the conversation gets around to this. Sometimes like their water in their house doesn't flow. It's not, it's either gone or the hot water's gone or something. And you go, okay, so that could be reflecting what's going on for you. Now let's have a look at what's happening. So they're little indications for me to start exploring those areas because, the package is as big as Ben-Hur. So where do we start? So it's just listening and learning to pick up on those issues that are happening around them.
It's quite a complex process that you're describing. You're speaking about, physical health, mental health, spiritual health, but then nuances of that. It's not just with your diet. It's also with your environment. It's not just with your feelings. It's also with your soul. There's a lot going on here. So how long does the process take? It seems like you could have a lifetime.
Look, it can take, well, put it this way, we are continually doing things in our life anyway, where, if we learn, say, for instance, 1 day fasting, we can do that when we feel we need to. It's just, you can do a big clean out, so to speak, but you need to maintain it. So it's talking about lifestyle changes, it's talking about learning how to maintain yourself so that you don't have to keep getting into a state where it's too difficult. So look, it can take a very short time. It could be very simple. It could be a matter of, you're sitting at a computer too much, so you're so clogged up around your shoulders. Go get a $30 massage from the little Chinese man in the shops. It doesn't have to be really expensive. It's just to relieve that tension. Learning some breathwork techniques so that you can, it's very simple. It's and the diet and the other things take a little bit longer. But some people's diets are okay. It's the other things that are going on. So while it seems really complex, sometimes it's really not.
Yeah. Do you create a personalized plan then? Because it sounds like you've got an entire library of options to choose from. Do you actually put this in a bit of a checklist for people or, give them a calendar so they know what to do? Or how does it actually work?
I do come up with programs for people, and some of them are quite quick. Are people, really ready to take it on board, and they've got this people think you need lots of space and time, but I try to make it really simple because I know we're all flat chat really busy these days.
Yeah.
It's just getting some simple things in place first. Once you see a change, then you're spurred on to do the rest. But so yes, I do personalised programs. I take everything that I can into account. So what often happens is someone will come and see me, and then I'll ask if they've got any blood tests or any other tests they've had lately in the last 6 months. I'll have a thorough discussion with them, get the information that I need, and then I'll go away and I'll put something together. I might give them a couple of things to go on with in the meantime, but I need to sit with it and have a really good look and tune into what's actually happening, and where they want to go. Because like any good counsellor, you want to know where the person's at, where they've come from, and where they want to go.
Yes.
So it's the same principles. It's just putting different things in place. But
whatever I don't know what your price is. We're not going to go. Sorry, go.
No, that's what I was going to say. It can be really simple. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't know what your pricing is, and we're not going to go there or anything like that, but you need to double your pricing. Whatever you're charging, it's not enough, because I'm actually a little bit dumbfounded. You hear people all the time speak about holistic approaches, and you'll have someone who specializes in XYZ, and their diet or spirituality or emotional health or whatever, and everyone says holistic approach. And while that, I'm not wanting to diss anyone else, please don't hear that, everyone. What you actually do, Sandy, is holistic. You're actually taking in all of the areas and making a personalized plan for people. It is truly amazing. It really is. So do you do one-on-one visits with people? Is it Skype? How do you actually meet?
Yeah. I do one-on-ones. I'd love to get to do more one-to-many.
Yes.
But no, I do one-on-ones. I can do them. I'm in a clinic in Carlton once a week. I have a room at home. I see people. Zoom, I do a lot, especially with interstate and overseas clients. And there's another platform called sage.fm.
Okay.
That you can get onto. That's a platform where you can pay as you go. So if you speak to me for 20 minutes, you just pay for 20 minutes. But if you've only got a couple of questions or something like that, you can just get straight on there. So
Sage.fm, is that like a website, or what's that platform?
The sage.fm?
Yeah.
It's just, you just pop in your browser, sage.fm.
Okay.
Must be /. I never know whether it's forward or backslash, but /. And it's Sandy with a Y-B Simmons, SIMMONS, and you'll go straight to my page.
Great.
And you can just click on connect, and you need to put a credit card details in first, and then it just charges you however much time you use with me. So that's really useful. People seem to be calling me if they've just got a couple of questions they want to ask.
Yeah, I love that.
So that's been working well from that perspective.
That's great. Excellent. Now, Sandy, we're going to have to finish up soon, but I would really love to ask you your 3 top tips for health and wellness.
Okay, so my 3 top tips are stay clear. Yes. So to do that, I would suggest breath work, learning about how you can just work with the breath. It's free. It's what we've been gifted in this life. Yeah. It's just learning some of the techniques that you need. Very easy thing to do. The other thing is your body. Make sure your body's clean. I guess we call it eating clean, but I mean, we're all human. We all go on holidays. We all go out for dinner. It's learning the techniques to pull yourself back together. Yes. So that, you can pull yourself back and go, okay, I can do that when I go out. But what I'm doing the majority of the time at home is what I need to do. So it's learning those aspects. And, fasting is the pinnacle. Fasting coupled with breathing and a bit of massage will give you access to your spiritual intelligence, which is really just your intuition, which is often hidden. And then if we can't access that, then we can't get on with our purpose in this
That's good. So, was that 3 or was that 1? Stay clear was stay clear. I don't have the 3 in my head clearly. So, stay clear is the first tip, because I need to write these up for you, Sandy, so I have to remember. What was the next one?
Okay, so stay clear.
Yeah.
Stay clean.
Stay clean. Yes.
Stay clear and stay clean. Inside as well as just showering on the outside.
Yeah.
And then you'll have your health, and you'll be able to access what you need to get on with your purpose in life.
Yeah, that's great. Gorgeous. Thank you, Sandy. That's excellent. And how can people best contact you? I'd love you to put the, is it called Stay FM? .fm?
Yeah, I'll put it in the, after we finish, I'll pop that in there. Look, you can contact me on my mobile. You can contact me via, I'm happy to talk to people. I don't have qualms about that. I'm very happy to receive an email, which is, I'll put that in there as well, sandy@simplybetterhealth.com.au.
Great.
And if you are thinking or know anyone that is having trouble or wanting to know more about preconception, you can go to pregnanttoday.com.au. That website's just been updated, although there's a bit more info to go on there. So yeah, you can get to me in any way you like, really.
Excellent. And have you got anything coming up lately that I need to be asking you about?
Yeah. I've just completed a 3-week breathwork course, which I'm offering to people for another few weeks for individuals to come and see me to do one-on-ones, or I'm happy to go, which I've done before, to if people want to get a collection of 3 or 4 people or more in their house, I'll go and do it at their place, as long as it's not too far away.
Yeah, good.
And the other thing is I've got a special on at the moment for a 90-minute, not 90-day consultation and a program. So that's $247 for that, to have a tailored program done for you. And it'll probably take 90 days. That's where the 90 days came in, which is give yourself 3 months to really give yourself time to, change and get the maintenance happening.
Excellent. I'd love you to put some of the details up in the comments below, Sandy, your contact details and any special offer that you would like. Try to keep it 2 or 3 so people know what to do. And I will put your 3 top tips up there. And everyone, we've got a really big event coming up on the 10th of November. It is Communicating with Impact. And you've heard Sandy here sharing today about her passion. And, it is so, all of us have a passion. If we've started our business, we've got a passion, but it's conveying that and communicating our value to our target market. And that's what this event is about. On November 10, right here at our place, Melbourne. We would love to see you come along. So I'm also going to put the link for the tickets up, and you can grab those today. It should be an absolutely fabulous event. Perfect time of the year to get what you need, then go and spend time over Christmas developing your branding message. So get that word out there in the marketplace. Thank you so much, Sandy, for sharing with us here this morning. You really have blown my mind, just how deep and how wide your offering goes. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and I hope I haven't blown your mind too much.
No, it's all good. It's a good thing. It really is. Okay, well, you have a really great day, and everyone have a great day out and about at work or whatever you've got going on, and we will see you here again next week. We'll put the links in the comments and things up below. So thanks for sharing with us, everyone, and thank you, Sandy.
Okay, thank you.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.